Welcome, everybody. It is another Thursday. It is the end of the month. It is Thursday, June 30th, 2022. I am Brother Francis Revels-Bey with another presentation of Clear Blue Radiance here on the Resident Essentials YouTube channel. This is a interesting day. There's so much going on in the world with so many people. It's unbelievable. But I'm glad that I made it making it through the week. I'm glad to be here, and I hope to be joined by many other people live today. Today's presentation is: Can you really change your life? And do you have the power to do it now? And before I get into that topic, I just wanted to let you know that I've been a spiritual counselor for over 40 years, and I enjoy helping people like yourself gain clarity in your life. And not only that, but to help empower you so that through this sense of rich empowerment, you could define your purpose if you already know what it is. If you don't know what it is, I can help you find your purpose. I can help you redefine that purpose so that your life can begin to blossom even more so that you could have a better sense of your direction in your own life. And our purpose changes. It changes with age, it changes with where we feel that we're going in our lives. And we're having that going on a lot right now, right? Everything that we see in the news, everything you see in your neighborhood, everything you see going on in your family, it is about processing change. And processing change is not easy to do. But we have ways, and many of you, if you don't already know, I like to share meditation with people. Not only do I teach it on a regular basis, but I enjoy sharing that. Hey, Joanna, Rita, how you doing? This is like one of those occasions where I get to utilize meditation techniques in my presentations, and I'm going to do that today. So I'm not going to keep you on here long because we're building into this, weekend, July the 4th weekend, and I have a very important day coming up Saturday. Saturday will be for my Circle of Grace one, it's going to be, whew, I like planted the seed in 1974, so it's going to be 48 years. And for myself, I'll be celebrating on the second 48 years in this field as developing myself as a spiritual counselor. So this has been quite a challenge for myself and many other people like myself, no matter where you find yourself today in the world. So one of the things I want to talk about here, when we say, can you really change your life? And do you have the power to do it now? Who else is on here? Yeah. I'm an old person. This is why I wear a hat. I got that salt and pepper hair there. My Circle Grace one is 48 years old as of this Saturday. And also, the Circle Grace one was further planted about 14, 15 years later, even more so in 1999. So I got on my path in 1974, fresh out of college. Didn't have a clue. So many of these topics that I'm sharing with you grow out of my life's experiences. And I believe as a teacher, it's important that we teach from our experiences. This is how people get to know who we are. This is how people realize, hey, we're not higher than you. You're not lower than us. We're all on the same playing field. We just view life differently and we have our life's experiences differently. So many times we believe that we are powerless. Now, how do we believe that we are powerless? Well, let's take, for instance, growing up. You know, when you come down the birth canal as a baby and you get exited out of your mother's womb, and now you're looking at your mother, but you've been feeling her for 9 months. Now you get to see what your father looks like. And you've been hearing his voice for 9 months. And if there were any siblings in the house, now you get to see what they are. But here's something that kicks into all of this. You got that energy known as the soul that's coming through with you at the same time and helping you create a personality, your own individual characteristics separate from the DNA packed in there that's connecting you to mom and dad and all of those thousands and 5,000s of generations before you. So we have been taught sometimes, not all of us, some of us have been taught the right thing, what we might consider the right thing, so that we can maneuver through life, right? Life is like a river. But there have been many people, and we see it today, many people who don't have a good family structure. They don't have a good mom or dad, or a good mom or dad who actually knows how to help them find themselves early in life so that they have an individuality when they hit school, right? Nursery school into further elementary school, middle school, high school, and then boom, college, right? Or those go on into industries right away after high school. So your parents are what? They're your first support ticket, right? They're the first ones that get to tell you who you are, get to remind you of who you are with your siblings and your relatives and your neighbors and your peers. What if you grow up in a household where all you're hearing is negativity? I remember renting a room someplace, and this guy he had no problem in cussing his son out. Now, his son wasn't yet a teenager. His son is, we talking about 8-year-old boy. And he would just curse at him all the time. But I realized that's what he knew how to do because that's how he was raised. And he thought, well, I'm making him tough for the world. I said, you might be making him tough for the world, but you're also taking away what's in here. And I remember he wanted me to teach his son how to play a guitar. And I said, well, you got to get him a guitar first. I'll help you go to the music store and we'll bring him with us so he can pick out a guitar that he can hold. He don't need this big monster. He needs a child-sized guitar. Well, guess what? That boy looked to me every day for 1 hour class. And I was trying to teach him once a week, but I realized he needed every day. Why? Because I was the only adult in the house that wasn't cursing at him. But his father would curse at him. If he hit a wrong note, he'd be all over that boy. And one day I just had to take him aside and says, look, if you want me to teach him, I don't want you around him when he's practicing. Let him practice. But he didn't do that. And as time went on, he told his son some of the crudest things in the world. And guess what? His son, by the time he hit 15, he wasn't attending any classes. He's out there in the street with the wrong crowd of boys hanging out, doing things he had no business doing. But it was better to be with them than to go home and be with his dad. And he wound up at 18, when other children went to graduate, he graduated right into a local jailhouse. And he wound up being in prison one time. Fortunate for him, he spent about 3 to 5 years and then he got out. But when he went to a counselor, the counselor told him, well, how did you get here? And he began to break down and say, this man right here. I believed in everything he told me, that I was no good. So these are the things that happen to children all the time that we don't even know about. All right, here's another thing. So that takes away their power. Use the family as to be the first structure where it can happen. If it doesn't happen there, it may happen in school. They might have a teacher that beats them mentally, or they have a bully that they have to deal with. in school. If they get through that, then they got high school. Then they've got an opportunity to go to college, and they could have a professor who browbeats them. So they don't have the power. The power is constantly being snatched away. So one feels powerless. But here's something that we don't realize that we often have. And but this is what we hear. Don't give away your power. Learn to take back your power. Well, I feel that we didn't demonstrate or execute it. Why? Because we didn't know that we have the power. The power is in here, and the power is in the mind, but the power is in the body. When we think of the mind as the totality of your mental capacity, your emotional capacity, your physical capacity, and your spiritual capacity. Think of it as all rolled into one. You don't know where the power is. You don't know that you could turn on the switch for the power. So you don't know if you gave it away, but you might give it away because you doubt yourself. You don't have confidence. You have fear. Fear is controlling you. So you don't realize that you could be harming yourself because you don't understand just how powerful you really are. So we're afraid to use the power, you see. And here's another thing, going back to that example, we are letting other people tell us that we can't. This is why it's so important. If you have children, you tell them just how important they are. I don't have regular children, I got spiritual children. And I never fail to tell them from 8 years of age to 81, you got the power. You have it. I don't have it. It's inside of you. You were born with it. I didn't give it to you. The spirit of a man or a woman, a girl or a boy, is already embedded. This is why sometimes we need to not come home and flip on a TV set right away or watch a movie right away. It's okay to listen to some music, but it's better to listen to what? Pure silence. To go inside yourself, hop in the bathtub, take that shower, relax, and get yourself to that quieter side of who you are. Get in the habit of hearing and entertaining silence. Why? Because you will regain the power. You realize that the power is on the inside, the power is sitting right there. It's like a light switch, and you're going to cut it on yourself. Here are 5 things to think of. Stop comparing yourself to others. We all do it. From a young person right up to like a person like myself. Sometimes I have to catch myself like, how come I got this and this person got that? You might think, Brother Francis, you think that way? Sometimes I slip. Sometimes I slip and I go like, what? 2, if you know yourself, don't let others lead you away from yourself. If you know yourself, do not let other people lead you away from yourself. If they're leading you, they're misleading you. Why? Because they don't want you to wake up to something. They don't want you to put it in gear, that part of yourself that already is sitting there. Here's number 3. Someone else's view or opinion of you is never your reality. Now, that's something we all have to put here. We all have to plant that seed. We've been in relationships, right? And people are telling you from this viewpoint of who they think you are. They may not understand who you are. You could be in a relationship with somebody and you're the quiet person, and the person doesn't understand why you're quiet. They might think you're hiding something. You're not hiding anything. You just choose to be quiet and be observant and listen. Sometimes people can't handle that. They can't handle when somebody is listening to them intently. But in the process, we all are growing in different ways, right? Different levels, pulling ourselves up, wanting to look better, feel better, do better, have more, or have just enough, or realize there's always more than enough. So we have to change our whole mental scope, how we are viewing ourselves, and you certainly cannot be competing with other people. You certainly have to know yourself. You don't let other people draw up an opinion about you. Because if you get hung up in their opinion about you, then that opinion that they are saying about you is not you. You start falling into that trap. Well, maybe that's who I am. No. And it may take a long time for you to explore and find out who you are. So be it. Take that necessary time to find out who you are. Here's another one, number 4. You are who you say and think that you are. There was a guy that wrote a book, 2 books. I think his name was Charles Allen. So does a man thinketh, so shall he be. And then, hey, someone said, you're going to write it for men, write it for women. So that a woman thinketh, so shall she be. And it was based on a biblical scripture. So you got to think of who you are. You got to think about how you want to be. What part of you do you want to truly show to the world and express that part? You can only find that by going within. But here's one of the main things that all of these 4 are based on. Question: do you love yourself? And do you love yourself enough? So ponder that for a moment. Do you love yourself? And do you love yourself enough? Or do you love yourself unconditionally? Because if you answer yes, then you have some keys inside. A key called strength, courage, willpower, compassion, understanding, knowledge, wisdom. You come to the point where you learn how to forgive yourself for all the errors you have made. Well, you're going to make more errors, but you have to live with yourself, right? You have to carry yourself in such a way, as my late mother would say, and her sisters and brothers, carry yourself in such a way that when you go to sleep at night, you can sleep with both eyes closed and you're not waking up in the middle of the night. You're not waking up wondering, did I treat somebody okay today? Did I treat them good today? Did I treat myself well today? Did I treat my partner well today? Did I treat my parents, my elders, my friends, my coworkers, my neighbors? Hey, I have a 4-legged furry animal in my house called my friend, cat or dog or ferret. Did I treat them? Did I put that emotional, high quality emotional energy around them? The fur family awaits us. We leave and they wait on us. They have nothing else better to do but wait. And cats, they can sleep forever and come down at the right time. They know when dinner's being served to them. They just know. The body clock tells them. Got a beautiful dog in your house. The dog knows when you're about to come home. Why? They can see you, they can feel you, they can smell you. And what do? They position themselves right in front of the door that you come through all the time. They know where to go. If you come through the side door, they're not going to wait for you at the front door. If you come through the back door, they're not going to wait for you at the front nor the side door, right? They're going to wait at the door that they know for you are going to come through. Because coming through for them is all they're looking forward to from the time you leave until the time you come back. We should be like them. What are we waiting on? Are we waiting on something to happen outside ourselves? And when we do, it's like too late. I used to have I still have a guy in East Friend. He used to say, it's too late in the evening, meaning we waited too long and we missed our appointed time to be somewhere on time, to be somewhere to share our gifts. See, we are a gift to the world. We are a gift to ourselves. We have a dream, and that dream becomes our vision. But we can become the vision. We can become the dream. We are the gift that the world is waiting for. But who are you waiting on? Yourself. We're waiting on ourselves to rise like the sun and set like the sun, that hang high in the sky, literally shine our light bright. But we can't get caught up in competing with other people. Can't do that. We have to love ourselves enough. We have to realize there's more than enough prosperity and abundance in the world for everyone. And that no 1%, no 2%, no 3% can control it. Why? Because we see nature all the time. Nature has an intelligence, right? Nature has an man can put as much garbage out there as they want to initiate, to control, to create weather, but nothing tops the will of Mother Earth. The divine womb is always in action. It has a consciousness that we must bend to. We must go over there to that divine womb and realize it's here. We're living in it. And we don't have to be here, and it doesn't have to contain us. It'll cut us off. Why? Because it loves itself enough to continue to be here. So, can you really change your life? And do you have the power to do it now? I want you to take a moment, close your eyes, get a sip of water or something, and kind of, hey there, Will Talk Entertainment, kind of take a moment, just 2 minutes of your time. I want you to think about your life's dreams and your visions. I don't want you to think about what people told you about yourself. I want you to go inside and realize you got some golden nuggets inside. You got some palm trees inside. You got some beautiful gems inside that you need to share with the world. I want you to do this. I want you to embrace yourself, and I want you to begin to rock from side to side. And I want you to begin to pat yourself like this. And I want you to begin to radiate from deep within your heart unconditional love for yourself. Know that you deserve that unconditional love. And it has to come from you first. The more it comes from you, the more you shall see it from others. And as you're sending yourself this deep, unconditional love, you are solely empowering yourself with grace, forgiveness, understanding, compassion. And the more you breathe deeply and exhale, the more you share it with the world. You're no longer comparing yourself to other people. Your life is not a competition, it's not a race. You're just creating a better version of yourself every day. I want you to know that you are worthy through self love. I want you to know that you can bless yourself through self love, which is totally unconditional. You're going to make mistakes, but you're going to rise like the sun. You're going to commit an error here or there, but you're going to rise every day in every moment. You're going to love yourself unconditionally. You're not going to wait for someone to bring you the love. You're going to love yourself. You're going to commit to unconditional love and grace, beauty and harmony. Why? Because you deserve it. You've heard that old cliche, that person thinks they are God's gift to the world. Well, hey, you are God's gift, divine source gift to yourself first. While you are loving yourself, putting all of this unconditional love and compassion on yourself, you will have more than enough, and let it whew, let it overwhelm you to the point that it's just like a waterfall, and it's impacting the lives of others. Know that you deserve every moment, every minute, every day, every week, every month, every year, every quarter. You deserve unconditional love. And if you don't give this unconditional love to yourself, because that's where the power is in your unconditional love. It's in the compassion that you have inside. If you do not give it to yourself first, you will not know how to share it with others. You will not think that you have enough time of the day to share it with others. But you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to make time. So before your day ends today, you're going to make time, and you're going to send other people unconditional love. You're going to let it emanate from you so that when children look in your eyes, they see nothing but the sun and the moon and the galaxy twinkling in your eyes. You're going to love yourself so much that your body is going to love you back. That every cell in your memory bank, in your DNA, is going to release unconditional love and grace back to you, and compassion and understanding back to you. Everything is listening to you. So, can you really change your life? Yes. Do you have the power to do it now? Yes. You're doing it right now. I want you to thank you for joining me. Replay this, share this out with other people. This is Clear Blue Radiance. I'm the host, Brother Francis. May you have a better day than you had yesterday, a better tomorrow than you had this morning, a better evening that you had for some time ago. I want you to bless yourself with your love, your unconditional love, and share it with the world. My grace is your grace. I'll see you here next Thursday. I should be here at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 12 p.m. on the West Coast, Central Time Zone. That's 2 p.m. and East Coast. That's 3 p.m. for another episode of Clear Blue Radiance here on the Resonant Essentials YouTube channel. My grace is your grace. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. And thank you for coming out and listening to me today. And may you have a wonderful evening.